my iPhone. And let me just reset tracking. Hi! It's finally a Friday. Also, I want to show you something real quick. And I do mean real quick because Blue Sky rolled out something useful. Let me just pull up the browser. Haha. Look. The Live Now thing is actually populating. So, we got stuff. People can actually see that I'm live. Also, I need to check if the post actually went out as expected. Yes. Yes, it did. As expected it's out on Blue Sky. And this post will also automatically get deleted when I go off air. Actually quite useful. Now, time for me to pull up the browser. No, wait, let's pull up the game because it's time for Final Fantasy XIV and we're getting on with the main quest line again. I did check the wiki and we are close to the end of patch 4.4. So, I need to actually think about buying the next set of expansions. Although money is going to be an issue for that. Because I need to think about TwitchCon as well. Who knows? Might put some things on the throne. In time. I am not quite sure if I'm ready to do that, or if I'm technically allowed to do that. There we go. The music slaps again. Oh, it's updating. It's updating. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, the NVIDIA overlay also immediately wants to load. I should honestly turn that off. Shortcuts. Let me just... Nope, I cannot force it. I cannot force that. Font color is gonna be white. This is an annoying song, but it works. Okay, time to log into the game. Servers currently congested. Players in queue, 6. Surely I should get some level of priority because I'm now a paying sub. Here we go. I'm loading into the game. Which means now I should be able to just... Here we are. come on, it's foggy. No, we have role players. Never mind, I'm going back in. I'm going inside again. The call. Your stolen would see the ether flow once more. Hey! Yeah, I know, right? Not even a single point. Oh, God. I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV again now, so we have the requisite consent. Time to put Nami's power to use. The ether flows as planned. All that remains is to have the Ironworks engineers do their work at the ruins. Yeah, as I said, not even a single point. Complete drought. That went from damn it to House of the Crooked Coin. Chocobo deployed. Yeah, it's pain. It's just pure pain. And here I am, and that's why I'm now in. That's why I'm just playing 14 now. And during this weekend, I'm gonna be playing even more, playing some more Hightail. And she'll begin at once. You may wish to step back. Cutscene? Cutscene. I have to tell my music player to shut up. Oh, that's a lot of power going through it. I understand why you're supposed to stand back. If only I could just adjust the remote, just saying grin. A shitty grin, basically. Go on. Spoken?
Did it work?
Yes. Did it work? Yes.
It did. Ether may flow freely to the burn once more.
It's Bosher time. To manipulate ether in such vast quantities is draining, to say the least. I shall take it slowly for a while. And I do not pretend to understand what you just did, Stola, but you did it. As Team Canesi, of course, we have taken a momentous step towards securing our defenses. Now, as much as I believe the rest is in order, we should probably make haste back to the Enclave. Yep, here we go. Without further ado, then. And now I just click here, click here. And warp time. Can't call guards. Oh, wait, because I'm in here. Why? each of the factions near to a petition. As anticipated, however, many were unwilling to do any more than that. My lord informed me you were instrumental in the commission to the XIV step. Though we hope to make many more allies, we can wish no better than you and your fellow Silence. Yes, it's time for memes. Judging by your triumphant expressions, I take it all went well in the XIV step. Indeed, we've secured a suitable source of energy for the barrier. Good. Taru and I have commissioned Garland Ironworks to ensure that the field generators function as they should. A team of engineers stand ready to set out for the burn at a moment's notice. You need only say the word. Thank you for engaging their services on our behalf. When the minutiae of the arrangements, you may leave it to me. Which just leaves the small matter of our alliance. So, Yugiri and Hakuro, how fared you with our neighbors? My lord, all of the factions we approached are in agreement that the Empire poses a threat, and many responded positively in talking an alliance. From Hingashi to Spinosaki, however, received outright rejections. The former will not break its treaty with the Empire, and the latter will not involve itself in conflict. Just as we expected. No, as we expected then. Well, there's naught to be done about it. We must focus on the rest. To each of the nations that we're at, amenable to an alliance, I will personally send a missive. Just to VC of our FC. And once I've attended to that, I believe we'll have done everything we can to fortify Doma's defenses. For the time being, at least. All of which means I may leave the meeting in Alamigo with a lighter heart. Yugiri, Akuro, if you would be so kind as to hold the fort in my absence. My friends, I could not have achieved so much in so little time without your help. For that, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Till the meeting, then. I took the liberty of asking Fankford to attend as well. He should have arrived in the Alamegan quarter by now. So let's not keep him waiting, shall we? I'll go ahead and attach my remote to there. Toss my earbuds over side. Urabania, lost Alamegan quarter. There we go. Now I need to locate Fankford. Oh, wait, I should probably switch into my different gear. Just look like we can straight. I look like a merchant. Chocobo. Come on, Swift Bloom. Oh. Prison. There's Fankford. Alita and your Stola too. It occurs to me this will be the first time I meet the leaders of the Alliance in an official capacity. More stiff greetings, pleasantries, formalities. Does that sound about right? Let us hope that the coming meeting passes more peaceably than the last such meeting in Alamigo. Scattering Your Stolas told me all. And I duly told Oriange and Cryle. Cryle in particular was concerned about Alphino. But but I assured her that everything can be done is being done. She agreed to continue with her own tasks for the time being, on the condition that I contact her the moment there is any development. So that leaves the four of us to attend the council. Aaronvold is here to assist with security, incidentally. But the poor lad seems altogether too distracted for the task. Another one missing Alpha, though, I expect. But it's almost time. As soon as you are ready, present yourself to the guardsmen at the palace entrance. I shan't be far behind. Maybe just turn on the... Come on. 14? The guard. The silence of the seventh dawn. Welcome to Alamigo. The Alliance leaders have already arrived. May I show you to the meeting chamber? Upon proceeding to the royal palace, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. I'll go ahead and do that and mute and just hide my avatar for a moment.
Mistress Lys, Commander Aldin, it gives me great pleasure to formally welcome the city-state of Alamigo to the Eorzean Alliance.
Okay, it was just to unlock the popcorn. This is a spoken cutscene, so I'm enabling it.
The pleasure is ours, Your Grace. I know I speak for all Alamegans when I say that we are glad of this chance to stand with our comrades of the Alliance.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Lord Hien of Doma, at your service. Pray, accept my heartfelt thanks for your generous invitation.
Nay, 'tis we who must thank you for journeying so far. And 'twould be remiss of me not to acknowledge the part the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have played in bringing all of us together. In times of great unrest, you and yours have been our constant companions, without whom we would not be here.
With apologies
Wait,
to
why do
Lord
I have
Hien
documents?
and
Do I need
Mistress Alisaie, it occurs to me that we have not gathered in this way since that fateful day in Uldar.
The day I lost my arm and my freedom. As I lay in my cell, never did I dream that I would one day be given the chance to represent my homeland at this council. I would not even be alive had you not plucked me from the jaws of death. You, Yugiri, and Alphino. Would that the lad could be with us.
I too owe my presence here to Alphino, in so many ways. Until such time as he returns, I mean to carry on his good work as best I can.
Come, friends, let us leave the past in the past and turn our eyes to the future. My Lord Hien, pray, tell us how things stand in the East.
And so Lord Hien goes on another big spiel.
Having heard the rumors of dissent in Garlemald, I dared to dream of a peaceable solution.
The Empire will not so easily change its ways. If the Garleans have a mind to take back Doma and Alamigo, we'll be hard-pressed to stop them, even with the might of 6 nations. But while we lack the strength to fight the tide, a course may yet present itself, if we read the winds aright.
The winds suggest but one course to me. One which leads from the sea unto the river and thence to the source of all our woes.
The Ascians.
Yes.
Indeed. All here have felt their blighted touch. It was the bringers of chaos who nurtured the Archbishop's tyrannical ambitions. They who bestowed upon him the secrets of summoning, as they have so many others before and since. And while they remain, we shall know no peace.
Our objective is clear. The question is how to achieve it. That our enemy parades about in Xenos' skin poses problems in itself, but ere we get to them, how are we to infiltrate the Empire and get close enough to strike?
While I see the wisdom in targeting the Ascians, an assassination attempt on Garlean soil would do little to aid our cause, even were it to succeed. It's time we used our enemy's preferred tactic: subterfuge.
You have an idea?
Speak your mind, Master Thancred. None here know the enemy better than the Scions, and you mayhap best of all. Whatever it is you propose, we will give it fair hearing. On that you have my word.
Very well, Admiral. My proposal is thus. We dispatch the shinobi to Imperial territory. There, they sow the rumor that the Crown Prince perished in the battle for Alamigo, and that the man parading around is in fact a corpse inhabited by a servant of darkness.
Well, it does have the ring of truth about it. And were the Garleans to learn that their future ruler is a puppet, the Empire would be shaken to the core.
But at the risk of sounding stupid,
Damn it.
would they actually believe such an unlikely story? I didn't.
Ordinarily not. But prior to his miraculous recovery, rumors of Xenos' death had already begun to circulate around the Empire. Ultimately, however, what the masses believe is not our chief concern. Our true objective is to create an opening for rival factions within Garlemald to exploit.
Just as a war of succession erupted in the wake of Emperor Solus's death.
A war which raged until but recently, plunging the Imperial House into disarray as nephew and uncle grappled for the throne. It is no coincidence that one of Varus's first acts as Emperor was to name Xenos heir apparent, family feuds being so tiresome when armies are involved. Not all welcomed his choice of successor, however. There is no shortage of individuals who aspire to the throne, who would jump at any chance to seize power. The news that Xenos is not only dead, but a puppet to diabolical forces would be too enticing to ignore.
The Empire would not be quick to recover from a second war of succession.
I am no stranger to infiltrating Imperial territory. With a team of operatives gathered from among the Alliance's finest, the plan should have a reasonable chance of success.
Typical.
Doma already has shinobi in place throughout the provinces. We stand ready to act, and act we must. What say you all?
I'm for Master Thancred's proposal. We shine a light upon the Ascian and test the Empire's unity. 'Twas his plot that scuttled Doma's negotiations, was it not? Why then, if we can eliminate him, there may yet be a chance for peace. Let us wage this war of subterfuge, that we may one day lay down our arms. Gods know we never will while the Ascians remain.
Ah! Yeah.
That way. Sorrow.
Throw wide the gates.
Histories
must be changed.
And here we're setting up for Shadowbringers. Who is this?
Ahead looms a calamity. Ahead looms light, expunging all form and life. Twin dooms only you can forestall. Only you.
What's the matter?
There's a voice.
Spies in our midst?
Nay, I sense no such presence.
Let expanse contract.
Eon become instant.
Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Is it over?
Thancred!
Master Thancred!
Thancred basically collapsed.
12 for Fend.
12 for Fend.
Bear him to a private chamber. Have every healer make ready. Swiftly!
Oh no, Thancred collapsed. Uh-oh. We're loading another cutscene. Still spoken, or...?
Master Thancred remains in
Yes.
slumber. Though his vital signs appear stable, he's unresponsive.
What could have done this? And why just him and not the others?
I'm afraid we could not identify the cause, my lady. Our examinations revealed no wounds, nor the presence of any poisonous substances.
Gods, that only makes it worse. You're to let us know the moment there's any change, all right?
Oh...
Thank you for coming. Knowing Thancred, he would apologize for being otherwise engaged at so crucial a juncture.
In gifting us a course of action, Thancred sowed the seed of all that is to follow. We have but to nurture it as best we can. To him, I would say, rest easy, that he may wake to enjoy the fruits of our labors. Now, the matter of the mysterious voice must not be forgotten. Will you tell me exactly what happened?
Alisaie and I heard a voice in the moments before Thancred collapsed. It was accompanied by a severe headache, as if something were clutching at our minds. Did you experience the same thing?
Yes. Exactly. I also heard that voice.
So, in between the voice and the pain, you felt as if you were somewhere else entirely.
Your testimony confirms my suspicion. That which you experienced was, I believe, your soul being plucked from your flesh. Called.
Called?
I myself examined Thancred. Reach out as I may, I could not sense in him the spark of life that is his soul.
His soul was yoinked from his body. Jesus.
That Thancred alone was stricken so is likely due to his heightened sensitivity to the effects of ether. A consequence of his prior possession by the Ascian, the Hebrea.
I think we did get his ass.
The owner of the voice, whoever it may be, reached out to you, called your souls, and in so doing, caused you and yours such pain.
But if that's true, where exactly are we being called to?
I know not. Yet one thing is plain. Whoever waits for you on the other side is possessed of a power unlike any I have ever known.
Meaning we'll run into Thancred later on that other side.
Forgive us, Lys, but may we leave Thancred in your care for a time?
As if you had to ask. I may not be a scion anymore, but I'm no less a friend. Don't worry. I'll see to it that Thancred's well looked after. Just focus on solving this mystery, all right?
That's firing way too early.
Lys. As the Elder Seedseer says, 'tis no ordinary individual we are dealing with. Nor can we discount the possibility of Ascian involvement.
Whoever or whatever is behind this, the sooner we find out, the better.
And we're out of cutscenes. Hi, Alpha. Never have I encountered such a phenomenon. If this is magic, it's beyond my ken. Lys, don't worry about Thancred. I'll send word as soon as there's any change. If the Ascians are indeed responsible, we must take steps to protect ourselves. Though I know not how. I just tried to call Urianger on his link pearl. He didn't respond, but I dare to hope that he possesses some knowledge we do not. Ah, Urianger! Something happened during the meeting. Thancred's collapsed. A disembodied voice suddenly started... What? But that's... We should talk about this in person. Alright, we'll meet you there. That was Urianger. He heard the voice too. Infanolan? Infanolan. As we alone were affected at the meeting, I had my suspicions. But if the voice also spoke to Urianger, there can be little doubt. The Scions were targeted specifically. By whom and to what end is the question? One to which we must find an answer with all possible haste. Endure. Let me just show that. Prelude and Violet, we're at the end of patch 4.4. Urianger agreed to meet us at the Rising Stones. If any of the others heard the voice, we'll find out soon enough. Good luck. I should get back to the meeting with the Elder Seedseer, but if there's anything I can do, anything at all, just let me know, alright? You must let me know, alright? Yes. There they go. Time for the joke. Pray return to the waking sands. Oh no, wait, the Rising Stones first. No, we're returning to the Rising Stones. There he is! There's Urianger!
Urianger! Gods, it's good to see you.
Would that our meeting were under happier circumstances. I judged the voice sufficient cause for concern even before you sent word of its effect on our comrade.
You heard it too, then?
Aye. And all but certainly at the selfsame instant. Alas, pained as I was, I could make little sense of what few words did then reach mine ears.
Hello.
Who do you think is responsible? Could this be the Ascians doing?
I need to pause my. I need to pause the VC because the chat because wow, that's loud. Yeah. I also just realized it's on the wrong audio source. For some reason, it's on system instead of voice chat, so chat couldn't even hear you.
Okay.
Let me just refresh. There you are.
Hello?
Hello. Okay, speak. I have the VU meter up here.
Testing, 1 2 1 2. Bonjour, allo?
Yep, it works. I am on patch 4. I'm on the final quest of patch 4.4.
Shadowbringers or
Stormblood.
Stormblood? Stormblood. I am in the finishing touches of patch 5.0.
Ah, you're just...
So...
You're about 2 patches ahead of me.
Yeah, I won't spoil it, but I am probably at the few last dungeons and trials. So quest level 17.
The first attempt of being cold happened. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop the ads right now because, well, it's nudging. It's just trying to push that.
I usually grab the main story of the 0.0 patch of an extension, then bring all my classes to extension max level. That's what I decided this time, and from that do the blue quest from next patches.
Ah.
4.5, and if I'm ready at 4.5 and I clear all the dungeons, extremes, etc., let's go.
I'm just dealing with the... Yeah, an ad break has been trying to play during cutscenes the entire time. Because for some reason it didn't accept that I played the ads right at the start of the stream before I even went into the just chatting scene. So this is 6 minutes of ads within the first hour already.
6 minutes in 1 hour? That's...
Yeah, I normally only have like... You're normally only supposed to have like 3. But that's because I triggered it early. And it didn't accept that for the... It didn't remove the next automatic ad break.
Youch.
Damn it, Bezos. Come on. I don't like that. At least they show up automatic. At least they show up in the corner now. I have an ad timer running. It's very loud. And on Blue Sky, it actually shows that I'm live right now. Yeah, that rolled out today, so I immediately just deployed that so I could use it. Oh, and we're done with the ads, so I'm going back to the game. Could this be the Ascians doing? Oh.
That I cannot say. Not when so little is known.
Yeah. Oh.
Ere I indulge in speculation, I would examine Thancred with mine own eyes.
Well, you'll have to head to Alamigo.
To Alamigo, then. without further delay.
Back to Alamigo, I guess.
One other thing. During my visit to the Far East, I observed a strange phenomenon.
Thou referrest, I presume, to the localized reduction in etheric density.
Oh.
Well, that spares me the trouble of an explanation. Yes, I noted precisely that at two apparently unconnected locations. I take it the phenomenon is not limited to the Far East.
Indeed not. Of late, our agents charged with surveilling the beast tribes have spoken of little else. In every corner of the realm, they tell of places in which the ether hath grown thin. Naturally, my suspicions first turned to primal activity, but the areas thus affected betray no evidence of summoning. I must confess to being quite perplexed.
Oh.
If the same phenomenon is being
Did I
observed
grab my
in
book?
multiple locations on opposite sides of the world, we may safely discount regional factors. Needless to say, this warrants further investigation.
Indeed, I shall make it my task to.
Uh-oh.
The voice.
It calleth
to me once
more. Jay. Throw wide the gates. Oh, and there goes Stola.
I hear it too.
Stola. And there we go.
Only you. Only you.
No! Ishtola! Rianger!
French.
Throw wide
the gates. What?
No! No, this can't be happening!
Uriande and your Stola. Oh no.
Y'shtola! Rianger! Open your eyes!
I believe they've been called, Alize.
Open your eyes, I beg you! Say something! Anything! Not again. Please, not again.
Now it would have been ideal if I could just have my character say a line saying, "Take him to the infirmary, double time." This is an unprecedented predicament for the Silence, but we must remain strong. The least of us most of all. Elian, it cannot be discounted that Mr. Kryle has heard the voice as well. I will send Octatara to send her word of what has come to pass. Forgive me, it was an unseemly display. It happened before your very eyes, my lady. None here would have behaved any differently. We have borne the two of them to a private chamber. But tell me, is it true that Mr. Thancred languishes in a like state in Alamigo? I'm afraid so. Now, given the circumstances, it would seem best to observe them together. I will send word to Lys that he should be brought here. Take heart, my lady. The world is full of scholars and knowledgeable folk of every persuasion. Someone out there is bound to know what ails our comrades, and how it may be cured. Thus will we rouse them, no matter what. That we will, Hori. That we will. Wait, did the music just cut out? Oh, I'd have to switch songs. But first things first, our comrades will have questions. May I ask that you explain the situation to them? To them, I must attend a private matter. I promised I'd visit someone in Limsa. He's been waiting at Maelstrom Command for a while now. You know, you should come along too. I think he'd be glad to see you. Wait. Another familiar face, perhaps? Let me just pull up my info pad. Let me just pull up my controls. Limsa. Loading. To the Off's Castle. Oh yeah, the Heavenstone celebrations have wrapped up. Oh yeah, so we'll be dealing with someone from the Grand Companies. I should probably guess it's Gabu we've come to see. The private here will bring him out to us. Ever since the Maelstrom took him in, I've tried to visit as often as I can. And well, after what befell our friends, I was taken by the urge to visit again. It's difficult to explain. Aquarium. Oh, I just love the chat. And the FC chat's going a mile a minute. Gabu.
Here he is, my lady.
Oh, it's a spoken dialogue.
Gabu, it's been too long.
Gabu? Aww. He's still quiet.
I'm afraid there's been no change. If he can see or hear us, he has given no sign.
I see. You're still fighting.
I saw a light switch off across the street.
I'm proud of you. We promised that we would come and visit you together, didn't we? Alphino and I. I'm sorry that we haven't managed that yet. You know, with the three of us like this, does it not remind you of that night? Of the stars beyond count twinkling in the heavens? I was feeling pretty low back then. Powerless. But I knew that my brother was close by if I needed him, and that the others would be waiting for me back at the Rising Stones.
Oh, yeah?
Not like now. I've seen my share of trouble since coming to Eorzea. Been reminded again and again of my limitations, of how little I can change about this world. And I've come to know the sorrow of parting all too well. But to have the people I hold dear struck down before my eyes, and be powerless to help them, that I cannot bear.
I have this feeling Alize is about to collapse. You don't have to bear this burden alone.
No, I don't. You're right. It's pure arrogance to imagine I can solve everything by myself. You'd think I'd have learned that by now. Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you.
She's about to collapse. I can
That's
feel
more
it.
than enough brooding for one day. Come on. We have friends to save.
Uh-oh. This is taking a long one. Gabu is actually staring. And specifically at Alize. I'll take it and take it from there. Thanks again for agreeing to come. It meant a lot to me. Aww. Back to the Rising Stones. And that finishes Prelude in Violet. I need to check the next title, the next XIV. I need to check what the name of the next patch is. Patch 4.5. Now I'm going back into the Rising Stone, so I'm switching over into my Scion attire. There he is again, the Wandering Minstrel. Alize? I did some thinking on the way back, and I think Hori is right. We need to seek outside help. Ordinarily, we would turn to our own experts on such matters, but they're both among the stricken. I will begin by reaching out to the myriad guilds and research institutions here in Eorzea. Additionally, Grandfather and Minfilia had a wealth of connections between them, and I mean to explore those avenues too. We'll find a way to save everyone, mark my words. Much and more has happened in recent days, some of it for the good, some not so. But all around me, people continue their fight. From the shinobi who search for Alphino to the Alliance members who make ready to move against the Empire. They march on in the face of great adversity, bearing heavy burdens. Everyone's playing their part, and so must I. You must have your own part. You have your own part to play, I know, and it's bigger than most. So I won't keep you. Just promise you'll visit from time to time, and I promise I'll have good tidings to share with you when you do. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace.
The Populares no longer present an obstacle. Now is the time to bring the Empire's might to bear. A word from your Radiance is all it takes. But one word, and the Imperial army will fall upon Alamigo as a pack of bloodthirsty wolves and tear that feeble nation apart. Have you no words for me? Despite the lengths I go to, an emissary playing the part of a fool. When first I took this face, I swore to use all of my knowledge, all of my power, to further the cause of the Empire. My deeds stand testament to my commitment. And with this adamant flesh at my disposal, I could destroy the Icon Slayer as easily as one might swat a fly. Why do you hesitate?
I knew it.
Our enemy is resourceful. Though victory is certain now, it will not remain so indefinitely. Deliberate if you must, but be quick about it. We'll speak again when you have unburdened yourself of doubt. Until then, I take my leave, Father.
I should be the one to sigh.
Who the hell is that?
I played my part to perfection. I had earned my rest, and then, thanks to La Habrea's crowning act of idiocy, our favorite emissary sees fit to summon me back. Elidibus was ever a warrior. A most tiresome trait, would you not agree? What? Have you no words for me either? No matter. I've long grown weary of this mummery. Now, my dearest grandson, let me remind you of your place in the simplest of terms. You do not make judgments, you administer them. Swiftly and to the letter. Naught else is your concern. Elidibus may be an insufferable bore, but he is no fool. His choices as emissary seldom err.
Those guards are are surprised.
If aught threatens the balance twixt light and dark, it falls to you to remove it. Be it by your own hands or by your armies, you have ample means at your disposal. That is why this empire exists, why I built it. Oh dear, have I touched a nerve? You always were an easy one to read. I pity you, I do. As they say, ignorance is bliss. And I know how much happier you would be not knowing the things you know.
Sheesh, those are low-res textures.
The founding father was an Ascian, and he created the Empire solely for the purpose of sowing the seeds of chaos. Don't take it personally. I merely do my duty. To bring about a calamity requires no small amount of power, and there is no surer way to obtain such power than by collecting powerful pawns. To that end, I have labored long and hard, and I must say I am quite pleased with my handiwork. Paltry though it seems in comparison to Alag.
Shot? Damn. Damn Varus.
You fiends are overfond of your own voices. Mark me, Ascian. Man is the master of his own destiny.
I mean, an Ascian in that way is basically. Wait, did he just respawn?
Such a waste of time and energy. Both yours and mine.
Varus, you have my permission to just stack him.
Lest you forget, you are Emperor now. If you wish to spout drivel about man's destiny, save it for the masses. It will serve to give them a sense of purpose, and you, pliant pieces for the game. Oh, do stop sulking, boy. You, of all people, should understand.
Bang.
Ours is a struggle to restore both mankind and the world to their rightful state. Viewed thus, our goals are one and the same.
Okay, I'm gonna go because you read every text and that is disturbing when I have text of my own, okay? No problem. No problem. Don't hate you, but it's annoying
okay.
to me.
I'll just drop out. Meanwhile, at the resistance encampment somewhere in the Empire. Oh, there we have Alfie. What in the world? The resistance. They're all dead. Dead. All dead. Yet I see no wounds, nor any evidence of battle. Shadow Hunter. Damn them. They finally used it. The Empire developed an alchemical weapon in Garabania. A gas. Black Rose it was called. And to breathe it is to breathe your last. And that did this? I thought the project was abandoned and its vile fruit destroyed. But naught else could have wrought such an atrocity. Fools. What do they hope to gain with this butchery? Can they not see that a rule won through terror will not endure? How many more provinces must they lose? I think I know who this is. Nay, wait. This is not the work of men, but monsters. The Ascians. It cannot be a coincidence that their trail led us here. Their objective was never to rule, but to sow strife and discord. Such a crime does indeed bear the mark of the bringers of chaos. Black Rose cannot be allowed to kill again. We must find the Asians and put an end to their plot. And now for some soul searching. Alexander's at their wits' end.
I'm glad you've come, though I'm afraid there's little in the way of good news. After you left, we reached out to both the Alchemists Guild and Stillglade Fane and attempted all manner of treatments. But the results were always the same. Whatever the answer is, it's not alchemy or conjuring.
Something else
Why did it have to be Y'shtola and Urianger and not me? Out of all of us, they are the ones who could feasibly have solved this puzzle. And Elfino's still missing. God, it's all going wrong. Where do we even start?
A grave situation indeed. Might I be of some assistance?
Wait, that's a familiar voice. Cryle!
Cryle! I did not think you well enough to travel.
When word reached me of the plight of our friends, I could not well stay away. As a fellow scion, not to mention your erstwhile mentor, this is one of those times you should feel free to call on me, regardless of my personal circumstances.
Yes, I should have thought of that. Thank you for coming, Cryle. We would welcome your insight.
And I should be happy to provide it. Now, what's this I hear about Alphino heading into Imperial territory? That boy always did have some funny ideas. Do you remember the speech he gave when he was accepted to the Studium?
My life's goal is naught less than the salvation of this star.
What?
Well, that particular grand pronouncement has been a source of great embarrassment to him, as you know. But the fact of the matter is, he meant every word and has lived his life accordingly.
Yes, he remains altruistic to a fault, but I'm worried he was too fixated on his goals to see the dangers, as has happened before.
You needn't be so concerned. Though his values remain the same, Alphino is not the blinkered boy he once was. Slowly but surely his eyes have been opened, thanks to a certain someone.
Me?
A certain someone whom he'd be mortified to learn had heard about his little speech. Mum's the word, eh?
Don't tempt me.
Right, I'd better have a look at our patients. They're in the infirmary, I assume. I'll need absolute quiet, so it would be best if I did this alone. If you'll excuse me. All three are in fine physical health. At a glance, I would say they were merely sound asleep. Except for the fact that I couldn't sense the slightest trace of them in their bodies. It's as if their souls have taken leave of their physical forms.
Ah, yes. The Elder Seedseer made a similar observation.
I've read the report. When you heard this mysterious voice, you described feeling as if you were somewhere else, yes?
If we assume the ether which comprises your essence is being drawn to some other place, then it may be possible to follow the trail it leaves behind, just as we did in our search for Thancred.
I wasn't around for that, but I can't imagine it was easy.
Oh, it wasn't. But that's no reason not to try. I will have need of Master Matoya's crystal eye if I'm even to make the attempt. So I suggest we pay her a visit.
And time for takeoff. Let's go for the chair. Why for this chair? Why not? There are Alize and Kryl. I'd heard Master Matoya was something of a recluse, but this seems extreme. So I'll happily overlook her eccentricities if she agrees to help us. Into the cave.
Come to disturb my peace again, have you? I hide myself away in a cave, and still you people insist on pestering me with your problems. Oh, I mistook you for young what's-his-name, but I see now you're the sister. Weren't you supposed to be the lively one? I've seen happier faces at a rain-sodden burial.
Yeah, about that.
Well, I'm sorry to dash your expectations, but the situation isn't exactly conducive to gaiety.
Oh!
Ha! That's more like it. Stoller used to spit and hiss like a wildcat too. Better for a young thing like you to be filled with fire and leave the doom and gloom to your elders. Now, what exactly does this tragic situation of yours have to do with me?
If I may, Master Matoya, we have need of your crystal eye once more.
And Stola is one of the afflicted, is she? Very well. She may be an ungrateful stray, but she's my ungrateful stray, and I'll not see her buried before I am.
Right. Let us see what we can see. I'll begin from where our friends first fell, and cast my senses out from there.
Thancred in Kiribati.
What is it? Did you find them?
This doesn't make sense. How is it even possible?
How is what possible? Kryl, what did you see?
The threads, they just ended. And no, I didn't lose track of them. I followed them as far as they went. It's as if they were cut off.
Could the ether have dissipated if it had? Oh gods! Their bodies are just husks. It's like the Broodmother's daughter all over again.
No, this is different. The Kalyana girl was already dead, body and soul, when Lakshmi effected her resurrection.
Aye, let's not jump to conclusions. If their physical forms yet breathe, and show no signs of wasting, then it follows that their souls must still be intact somewhere.
But where?
That's the question, isn't it, girl? Death has not taken them to the ethereal sea, yet there are no tracks left for us to follow.
We're no closer to an answer than when we started. But knowing their souls are still out there is progress of a sort. We just have to keep looking. Pray, excuse me a moment. Yes? I remember, but... What, to Alamigo? We're on our way.
I am
That
hovering
was
over...
Lise. Apparently, a group of Populares have defected to Alamigo, and Maxima, the envoy Alphino left with, is one of them. I'm sorry. I realize we've barely begun here, but...
It's...
Go, child, go! You've made up your mind, and life's too short for dithering.
I'll do some digging in the meantime and see if there isn't some other method we could use to continue the search.
Let's be off then.
Maybe the anti-tower? Uh-oh.
Oh, not again. The enchantment barely seems to take these days. I chalk it up to old age, but I rather doubt it's that simple.
Before they took ill, Y'shtola and Urianger were sharing notes on a thinning of the ether. It seems to be happening all over.
Does it now? And here I was, all set to blame my woes on that creaking mountain of refuse clogging up the Thaliac. fear something has gone awry. Still, there's naught to be gained from starting in shadows. You can only do what can be done, and that but one thing at a time.
So that was the woman who tamed Y'shtola. I had a distinct feeling of being grabbed by the scruff of the neck and having the nonsense shaken out of me. When Alphino is back, I'd like to visit again and ask her what tales she has of grandfather. Aww. A defector's tidings. The news from Alamigo has left Alize in a state of nervous excitement. I almost can't bear to hear what Maxima has to tell us. But it can't be bad news, can it? Elise would have said, unless... there's no point speculating. Elise said she'd notified the guards of our coming, so we should head straight to the palace gate in the Alamigan Quarter. I'll be praying for good news. Learn what you can about Alphino's plight, and leave the search for our friends as lost souls to me. Alamigo time. Greetings, Scions. The commanders told me to expect you. Shall I show you in?
I'm sorry to drag you halfway across the realm, but when Maxima mentioned Alphino, I thought you'd want to hear the news in person.
Ah, we meet again. Though I was hoping our reunion would be under more auspicious circumstances.
What happened to my brother? Where is Alphino?
Never fear, my lady. Your brother was in fine health when I took my leave of him, and I have no reason to assume that has changed.
You assume?
If you will allow me, I shall endeavor to explain events.
Oh yeah, they don't know.
Our troubles began not long after we departed Doma. While crossing the burn, we were fired upon by the Emperor's personal guard and forced to make an emergency landing. As we stumbled from the wreckage, our attackers fell upon us again, and we would have perished there and then were it not for the intercession of a third party, a band of mercenaries whose leader claimed to pursue a vendetta against the Ascians. This shadow hunter, as he styled himself, then escorted us out of the wastes to relative safety. Upon arriving back in civilization, I gathered my Populares colleagues and prepared to flee the Empire. Master Alphino, however, declined the invitation to join us, preferring to continue his investigation into the Ascian threat.
Well, at least he's not lying in a heap in the burn. Tell us more about these Ascian hunters. Who are they? And is Alphino still with them?
He is. As to who they are, I'm afraid I have nothing to tell you. Beyond the fact that they root out and destroy Ascians. they were unwilling to divulge anything which might serve to identify them. They would not even reveal their next destination. But Master Alphino asked to accompany them all the same. Since parting company with your brother, we've been engaged in a game of cat and mouse with the Emperor's Guard. We made our way through province after province, finding the army busy restoring order wherever we went, until we finally arrived here in Alamigo. I cannot thank Commander Aldin enough for giving us such an unexpectedly warm welcome.
I'm not inclined to turn away refugees, no matter which land they call home. And if they can tell me how things lie in Garlemald, all the better.
On that subject, there is much I would tell you. During the course of our journey, we heard tales that an entire rebel army had been slaughtered in the space of a single night. It would seem my former comrades grew tired of putting down uprisings in the conventional manner, and chose instead to bring a formidable new weapon to bear. Details were sparse, but the rumor alone was enough to dampen the flames of rebellion. I have also heard reports that several companies have withdrawn from their designated provinces and begun marching westward. It is my assessment that the Empire's forces are mobilizing for a large-scale military engagement.
Westward? You mean they're getting ready to invade Alamigo?
Again?
We knew this was coming, but not that it would be so soon.
We've barely even begun to shore up our defenses. They won't stop an invading army.
No, they won't. Dispatch messengers to the Alliance leadership requesting reinforcements, and send word to our officers in the field to hasten completion of those border fortifications. Prepare to meet the Imperials head on! No matter how quickly we act, we still want for time. When the enemy comes into view, our best recourse will be to open negotiations with their commander, and see that the ensuing proceedings take as long as possible.
Would you and Alize head to Doma and let Lord Hien know about this? I'm sure he'll want to hear about Alphino too.
Consider it done. We'll send word when...
Uh-oh. There we have another wave of the headache.
Untold sorrow must be changed. Ahead looms a calamity. Eon become instant.
Throw wide the gates.
You heard it too. Well, at least we're both still standing.
Oh, thank the gods. I thought we'd lost you for a moment there. Why does this keep happening?
I wish I knew. Nothing we've tried has brought us any closer to an answer. We'll keep working on it. But first, we need to go and see Lord Hien.
Notably, we don't see Lise affected. So Alphino is safe for the present at least. Now all we need to worry about is a full-scale Imperial invasion. Yep, let me just go ahead and push the button to teleport. To the Doman Enclave. I see you have tidings for Lord Hien. May I show you in? Yes. We of the Blue Cauldron will not submit to the Empire's tyranny. If only our red brethren would awaken to their folly. After the humbling at your hands, Magni and his Oranir have spent every waking moment upon the training fields. The fate does not sit well with the sun and his children. The Imperials have enjoyed their freedom with the Ruby Sea for long enough. 'Tis time they paid their dues. The fall of Rabanastra was not the end of our nation. We who survived retreated underground. They've been gathering strength to mount a counter-offensive. Dalmasca will rise again. I come to represent the lands of Naxxia. Long have we struggled in defiance of the Empire, waiting for just such an opportunity as this alliance presents. Look at that, we have a... Okay, let's check Hakuo. Alone, Doma would accomplish little against the Empire, but in concert with the allies who have gathered here today, we might do much. Knezzy, you have arrived in time to witness the beginning of our new alliance. Our proposal struck a chord with many of our neighbors. I am pleased to say. Yes. Greetings, my friend. I was just discussing future endeavors with members of our newly formed alliance. The Cauldron and the Confederacy you already know, and with your own strength of arms that won us the cooperation of the Steppe tribes. We've also been joined by our neighbors from Naxxia, and the indomitable citizens of Dalmasca. Though the scattered nature of the latter's resistance will somewhat delay their official induction. These proud peoples have united under a single purpose: to stand against the tyranny of the Gallian Empire. I am glad to see your alliance is coming together so swiftly. As things stand, I fear we shall soon have need of your strength. Oh? And explain. Time to explain. I thank you for bringing me news of Alphino. His fate was never far from my thoughts, and not only because he is our emissary. As for the sudden deployment of Imperial forces, I agreed that Alamigo would be wise to shore up its borders with all haste. Every report we receive from our shinobi indicates a massing of damn it, I skipped the message. A massing of troops in the western provinces. It all seems but certain that the Empire is poised to bring its fist down upon Eorzea. I would help deflect that blow, but I cannot risk sending reinforcements just yet. We will remain vulnerable to airborne assault until our wall in the burn is in place. The all-important Alagon energy barrier. The energy barrier, yes. I thought to call it something more auspicious. A name drawn from the four lords of legends, perhaps. Savio's Aegis, or some such. Well, just a thought. The Ironworks engineers report they have finished calibrating the generators, and are ready to proceed to the testing stage. Have you time to attend the first test? You've seen the field which As's law firsthand, and I would be interested to hear what you think how you think ours compares. I will come too if you don't mind. Though I know you're Stola, I may be able to offer some insight. Of course, time being of the essence, it would be best if we made directly for the burn. Yugiri, I leave you and Hakuro to bring the War Council to a close. Understood. Your mounts are settled and ready, my lord. Where the storms. I'll take the money. Cutscene? Nope. Okay, I get. Look, I'll just, because the burn may be very light on ether, I'm gonna go ahead and equip this glam for now from the store. Seiryu's Wall. Hien is eager to see the energy barrier in action. We will cross the burn by Yol and Falcon as before. Join me at the overlook near the House of the Fierce. But first, I think we should run ads. Before we actually set off to the burn. Because I have this feeling we're gonna see another cutscene. So I'm gonna press it now and let it run. Actually, instead use this gear. Bellario. Okay, the ads are almost over. And the hands are over. Let's continue. Give the word when you're ready to take wing. Head to the burn? Yes.
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand. Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Alamigo without fear of weakening her own borders. Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
Node 1 is operational. Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming.
Good.
1,000 yards. 2,000. 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected. $4,000. 5,000. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards. We've done it.
Is that an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alize. They can test our new wall for us. Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
Now who is in that ship? If it isn't the illustrious Shadow Hunter. It is him.
By the gods, it's Alphino. What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
Lower the barrier!
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
No, not
Shadow
him too.
Hunter. He's a badass. Oh.
We could identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem. It is a day for fated reunions. Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
Oh. I think it's time for me to make a line. Gaius Van Baelsar.
Aye. Gaius van Baelsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given. One I have
He's a
long since
badass.
relinquished.
How very glib.
Stand down. The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Gaius Baelsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
Impossible. There's no way you could have survived.
Do you remember how it unfolded? How I was deceived by La Habrea? How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea? The Ascian used me, as he used so many others, all to further the restoration of his wretched god. Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment at least. A moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Ascians. The Black Wolf has shed his pelt, never to return to Garlemald or her legions. I live now only to exact revenge. My principal quarry was to be La Habrea, whom I gather you have since ushered onto oblivion. But so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword. Are the Scions not of like mind?
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired. Among the Ascians, the Black-Masked Ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know. Yet among the Red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source. Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged to the former group, and while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the Source. The first was La Habrea, who plagues us no more. There is also the white-robed Elidibus, and the elusive Emmet Selk, about whom little is known.
We have files on La Habrea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emmet Selk is new to us? As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light. Your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Ascians, he is one of our primary targets. It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, we inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention. They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
Hear, hear.
Toxic gas? This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Alamigo, do you?
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch. Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zeno Galvus.
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized. And what should we find in each and every incubator? But a young Emperor Solus. All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor?
We as the player know the truth. It is both.
I must know which hand guides the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my homeland. It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
Oh, I get a line again. You're right. There are more important matters at hand.
There was a time when I scorned those who placed their faith in false gods, even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises. Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least.
There he goes.
Well, I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphino back in Dorma.
Power up the barrier again, boys. Here we go. Alphino is safely escorted ensconced in a private chamber. My finest healer is examining him as we speak. Spoken to physician, and there's no outward signs of illness. Alphino is lost in a sleep from which he cannot be awoken, just like the others. It seems that even the lands of the Empire were not far enough away to escape that cursed voice. I share your frustration, Alize, but Alphino is returned to us alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find a means to wake him. Until then, you can both fulfill your duties as a scion, yours and your brother's both. You're right, of course. There are arrangements to be made and little time to make them. To business then, my lord. Now we know Sirius wall works as intended. Can we expect reinforcements for Alamigo? You most certainly can. As promised, we will send troops to bolster our allies in Eorzea without delay. Pray be aware, however, that we will not arrive without delay. Save for some few who boast teleportation magics, the bulk of our force must be transported by sea. A lengthy voyage for which the smaller vessels favored by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I mean to enlist the assistance of the East Aldnor Trading Company in finding suitable ships. As for navigating the distances in question, we are in the happy position to being able to call upon those who plotted the course for my people's exodus to Eorzea. Beyond the procurement of ships, I think it unlikely that our East Aldernot friends will consent to any involvement in military operations. But I am certain they will afford Alphino a berth aboard one of their vessels. I shall have a chirurgeon accompanying him every ilm of the way to the Rising Stones. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. Yugiri, you go on ahead of our friends to Alamigo. Enlist all those capable of teleportation and put them at the disposal of the Eorzean Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. Yes, my lord. This is exactly what we'd hoped for. At least the Alliance leaders will be glad indeed to welcome the combined strength of the East. Uh-oh. I heard move. Meanwhile, at the Black Rose chemical plant. Oh, there's a mad scientist.
Our supplies of Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance.
Damn it.
See that you do. Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention. A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to Magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
How very noble of you. Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing. A silent agent of death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect. Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence. Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
While you do what, precisely?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise.
homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
It was by design?
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed. Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome. You dabbled in Allagan cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose the Founding Father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus, like grandsire, like grandson, hey?
God damn it, Solus.
If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
I don't like this, man. Parlay on the front lines. We must leave now to convene with Eos's leaders, and it may be some time before I return to Doma. Akro, I leave you in command. My lord. I will. I shall assemble an advance party with all haste and join you in Alamego forthwith. I've just received word from Lys. The Alliance has established a base camp near Alamego's northeastern border. Once we've arrived in the locks, we're to report to a resistance officer stationed in Port Pretoria who will point us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. To Port Pretoria. So you must be the Scion party I was told to look out for. If you follow me, I'll take you directly to Alliance headquarters. Okay, given the enemy has a gas, I will go ahead and equip something with a gas mask. One mask. There we go. Here we go.
Welcome back, you two. Greetings, Lord Hien. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, were our own defense is not in question, but I am pleased to report that our soldiers are assembling for deployment to Alamigo as we speak.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be long before we've established defensive positions on this front as well.
We have some good news too. Alphino has come back to us. As for the bad news,
So, Alphino won't wake up, Gaius van Baelsar is alive and hunting Ascians, and the Empire is planning to poison us all with toxic gas. Does that sound about right? Ordinarily, any one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal. Getting back to your report, are we sure this Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alphino to thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness. I have a feeling this won't be the last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in Eorzea. The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all on edge. But now that we know what we're dealing with, we can take steps to defend against it. As for Gaius, I'm not sure what to think. Am I happy he's alive? Not in the slightest. Am I happy he's hunting Ascians? Aye, I'd have to say I am.
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale of our own, as it happens. When we sent envoys to the Imperial Army to request talks, they returned with the message that Varys Zos Galvus would be attending.
The Emperor himself.
The Emperor himself? Well, Varys did sanction the Popularis peace mission. But knowing that an Ascian walks in his son's skin, I do not see how we can trust him or anyone from that nest of vipers.
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regardless, if only to give ourselves more time to prepare. We do, however, require your cooperation.
Right. Yes. So, as a condition for the talks to go forward, the Empire has requested that a member of the Scions be present. There'll be a representative from each Alliance nation, of course, but I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
Understood.
gods, Lise, you know how much I hate politics. But then, what choice do I have? Alphino and the others aren't going to do it. Very well. I shall attend as the Scion's representative.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion.
I'll be there.
That's settled then. We don't know what Varys means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there, but having you close at hand will make all the difference.
This will stay on, though.
The meeting will take place on the border. Anticipating an early assault, we mean to position the bulk of our forces nearby.
The Alliance leaders should already be on their way. Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
I'm gonna go in this full gear. Why not? Looks airtight enough, so... Parley with the Emperor. It looks ridiculous, but... Ah, Emperor Var.
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance, on behalf of the Gallian Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today. As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Alamigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy. Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us, but you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue. Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace. As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated. Divided, you sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Alamigo was fear and hopelessness.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of Imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlemald.
Peace. Order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
Your Radiance. I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons. A 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise. You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end.
Shut up, Morris. Who breaks the silence next?
Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people. There was a time when Garlemald, too, lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong, from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of Magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
The Admiral gets to speak next.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Lominsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it, and from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
So saith the pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateers? I will concede that after centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
They consider themselves the true sons of Alag, huh?
Your uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the 12's Wood's bounty. Would that your people might learn from their example.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
Wasn't it?
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing.
Alize, your turn.
Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
Wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here. Please. If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
As Mistress Alisaie says, we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future. Emperor Varys, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
It mustn't be comfortable wearing that. Okay, that didn't work. I'm gonna address the Trojans. Whatever rebuttal I had in mind was lost when Varys mentioned my father. This man is certainly skilled at keeping his opponents off balance. Why do I get the feeling the Emperor is hiding something? Varys holds fast to his ideals, just as I knew he would. He would not be swayed from this path. God of mercy. For Lady Alisaie's timely interjection, we might as well have come to blows at the negotiating table. Not that Emperor Varys has any great many options. It's unconditional surrender. Is unconditional surrender all he will accept, do you think? Ere he arrived, I'd have said yes, but having heard him speak, cannot help but think he came with some other end in mind. Exactly, he's building up to something, I know it. Invite Varys to explain himself. I do wonder what at Emperor Varys' decision to attend these negotiations. Is it plain he has no intention of hearkening to our entreaties? But what then is his goal? I will say one thing for Varys. He is well versed in his Eorzean history. His interest in our affairs is of beast and its prey. The Conqueror would know his enemies. All should know their enemies. Yet there is much and more we do not know of the Empire. I'm sure Varys would be happy to tell you more. Huh. You would have me ask the Emperor himself. Well, mayhap there's some wisdom in that. If we can skirt the storm of his displeasure, we may yet come to our answers, even if it does mean staying close to the wind. Lord Hien, this parley was never like to bring peace, but I'd hoped to learn something of Emperor Varys' relationship with the Ascians. As had we all. Yet if he is in league with them, he's not like to volunteer the fact. And if he's not, how much weaker would his position seem for their presence? If we were to broach that particular subject, we will need to be subtle. What did I know more of the man, if you would indulge? Lord Hien? You received an imperial education, did you not? Is it true that the Emperor's will is considered absolute? There is no higher authority in all Garlemald, nor else in the heavens come to that. Veneration of the gods is forbidden. The only worship permitted being that of his radiance's own person. That sounds suspiciously like a religion in itself. I share your disdain for their hypocrisy, even as they denigrate the idea of faith. They revere their leader with a fervor others reserve for the divine. There's a flaw in common to much of the doctrine they fed us. Logical on the surface, perhaps, but contradictory upon closer examination. I wonder if discussion of the various discrepancies might prompt Varus to reveal something. Back to Alizé? You've spoken with everyone then? Good. Now all that remains is to await the pleasure of the Emperor, and hope we fare better at the second attempt.
Now then, who would have the floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affairs surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the Imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons pose to the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner. Or so we were taught. Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the Baron said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But to distract from what? Why are you really waging this war?
Finally, you ask the right question. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause. My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more.
Oh.
No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences. There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
What in Rulga's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13 reflections. At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections. That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures.
To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined. That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
A rejoining of worlds.
I have heard this tale of the Source and its reflections before.
Are these not the selfsame desires as the Ascians?
Emperor Varys, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing. But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Garlean Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
What?
Yes. My grandsire, the former Emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of these shadowy masters, when the prize is true and lasting peace?
Your prize is a lie. Your master's demons.
I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence.
Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard. An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs. We would be the masters of our own fate. I bid you join me, not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left.
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable, unconscionable.
And what is the alternative? To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together, that we might take fate into our own hands.
Into your hands, perhaps. But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
Yeah, no.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler? The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varys, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another. While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation. That the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible. Such a man is not fit to govern.
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
Okay. There is a saying, and there is a message from the Dutch line of, from the Dutch Declaration of Independence. I'll say it in Dutch. Als een vorst zijn plichten niet nakomt, maar in plaats van zijn onderdanen te beschermen, hen probeert te onderdrukken als slaven, dan is hij geen vorst, maar een tiran. Okay, if a monarch does not make good of his duties, but instead of protecting his subjects, subjugates them as slaves, then he is no monarch but a tyrant. I cannot condone such a loss of life.
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
So, prepare your forces for battle. Emperor Varys.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me. Though I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages. This discussion is at an end. I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
Struts bolted in. I'll fire off another ad break after this. I came back to find Doma's advance party ready and waiting for battle. So as ringing as a little chat with the Emperor was, it did buy enough time for at least some of our allies to arrive. The face of war. I'll hit snooze. Having listened to the Emperor Varys' maniacal plans, Lys is ready to go to war.
I'm not sure what I was expecting from our meeting with the Emperor, but it wasn't that. Still, at least we know now what he's really after.
Aye, a future built on a mountain of bodies. I too want the Ascians dead, but not at any cost.
The last of the reinforcements from Doma arrived not long ago. I pray it will be enough. Given the Emperor's stated goal, this is a battle we can ill afford to lose.
If the Gallians come in force, we may not have much say in the matter, even with our combined strength.
We knew from the first that the odds would be against us. But if there is even the slightest chance of victory, we must do everything in our power to seize it.
We must seize it, full stop.
We must.
Here!
Here, here.
The two of you are to join an irregular unit and support the main host. I won't bother asking if you're minded to fight.
After coming this far, how could I not? And for once, there's no one around to countermand me. Not that they would. Not even my brother. But we all know who really make the difference. Ready to frighten some Garleans?
I wouldn't want to be on their side.
Might I ask you to accompany the Dorman contingent?
I'm gonna quickly
They
open
are
up the
strangers
window.
here, and your presence would do much to raise their spirits.
We would be honored.
When our people stride out with you in their midst, I dare say the Eorzeans will feel an ilm taller themselves. High spirits have a way of spreading.
Ah, what I wouldn't give to join you. But my duties as field commander will not allow it. I'll leave the front lines in your capable hands. Comrades, ready your arms. The hour of battle has come. May the crystal guide us to victory!
Boom, boop, boop, boop.
Since the others couldn't be here, we'll have to fight twice as hard. If Alphinaud wakes to find the Imperials have won, I shall never hear the end of it. It's strange. I thought I would be terrified when the fighting started. I should be terrified. But with you at our side, I can't help feeling everything is going to be all right. So please, don't you dare leave me alone. No matter what happens, we have to survive together.
I now need more. I need more time to run this ads. I need to run the ads then, please. Well, I think this now takes me to cutscene. No, it dropped. Okay, it gives me the warning again. Gimlet Dark. Whoa! And you can do it with duty support. I'm gonna do duty support because that's easier for me. I'll take the charge as a DPS. Other DPS will be Alize. We have Hien and a Dorman Shaman, who is basically a reskin Conjurer. Oh, wait. I'll need to run this real quick. I'll go ahead and play this while the ads are running. We're in the trenches. Enemies.
You shall fall soon enough.
Max.
Enough!
You shall fall soon enough.
Boom.
Come no closer.
Bum, bum, ba, da, 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 da.
Enough!
A Mark 3B Magitech Colossus.
Let us be about it! Out of my way!
Let's give them a show. Let's give them a show.
Let's give them a show.
Let's give them a show.
Let's give them a show. Okay, he's gonna go ahead and send him a circle again. Bingo. Ah, I got the off healing. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da.
Enough!
There we go. Cerulean Link. Ooh. Things are collapsing faster than I expected. Look at that. There we go. Thank you for the cure too. Let me just stab this guy repeatedly.
You shall fall soon enough.
I realized I'm missing an action. There it is.
I shan't hold back!
Pippin!
Come no closer. You shall fall soon enough.
3.
Ready?
Enough! Great, so this machine knows I'm the biggest threat in the room.
Out of my way!
Target search.
Out of my way!
Wait a moment. Ah. Oh no, it's digging. The wall begins to tremble. Oh, I guess that's our way through then. There's the tank buster.
Let's give them a show. Let's give them a show. It's all over now.
Watch the walls, watch the walls, watch the walls. Unbreakable summit drill.
Enough!
It really wants to just blow holes in these walls. You sure this is not a machine meant for mining? Emmerich!
You underestimate me.
It's impressive to see it.
Enough!
There we go. Let me just.
This knight does not yield.
Oh yeah. And neither will I. There we go. Oh, here's another big boy. a hexadron. Fear not, help is on the way.
As one.
We stand together or not at all. Oh look, there's a Mark II.
Forward! Forward! Out of my way!
There we go. Now I can focus on the big enemy. Who has been irritating me since the beginning? Oh.
You shall fall soon enough.
Time to get serious!
All right. Necklace of aiming, I already have that. Boss fight in Provisional Imperial Landing. Impressive. Bombardment. playing Final Fantasy 14, always remember your ABCs. Always be casting.
Formidable foe indeed. There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater!
Going to, oh, final attack. Oh, this is a DPS check.
It's all over now!
Enough! Enough!
There we go. That's right. Throw one. There we go. Gimlet dock has been completed.
We did it! I dare say they'll be reeling from this.
You were truly inspiring in battle, my friend. I'm determined not to be outdone, but there seems to be no one left to fight.
A tactical withdrawal, perhaps?
We should give chase. Finish them off while we have the chance.
Perhaps.
Imagine the other surprise when they wake to find the war already won.
The light will expunge all life. Only you can forestall the calamity. Throw wide the gates.
No! 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 Not like...
Now Alize has been called.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Same situation as with Alpha.
Are you all right?
Kind of.
Quickly, we must get her back to the encampment.
Okay, please tell me this is voiced. So the Gallians have been routed, huh? Have they? Well done. This exchange was no more than a test of our strength. Like as not. They won't be taking any chances now that the Emperor has joined the fray. They'll want to take their time, whittle down our defenses. Still, with our help and of our eastern allies, we passed the test. Our line is unbroken. As for Alize, well, she's in good hands over at the infirmary. My lord, the chirurgeons have completed their examination of Mistress Alize, and as we feared, she is locked in a slumber without any outward cause. Just like the others. Damn it all. The Guardians picked a fine time to come knocking. 5 scions incapacitated and with the enemy on our doorstep. I cannot spare the men to assist in the search for a cure. Best I can do is see to it that Alize is escorted safely back to the Rising Stones. Judging by the Gallians' recent movements, or lack thereof, they won't be launching another offensive in the immediate future. You should return to the Rising Stones. Given the plight of your fellow scions, I understand if you feel on edge. But you'll be no good to anyone without a rest. Oh, whoops. I miss input. Looks like we're already through patch 4.5. At least not patch 4.5, no suffix. Patch 4.5 is, meaning next up is patch 4.56. Requiem for Heroes Part 2. By the 12, not her too. Oker and I will ready in the infirmary for her arrival. We'll also need to send a message to Tataru post-haste. Was it I had something other than grim tidings to share with her? And with you too, for that matter. To produce him to avoid the Archon's condition, Repain is unchanged. So to speak, Coultonay, Crown, and Massabatoy continue to explore every possible avenue. Alas, their efforts have yet to bear fruit. But all's not lost. You're still hale and whole, after all. No, I suspect you must be tired from your journey. You should rest, my friend, and leave the worrying to us, for the time being at least. Oh. Meanwhile, at the border of Alamigo. Oh no, there is Xenos. Xenos. With his goddamn spinny katana golf bag. Absolutely nothing. Anyway, it's almost time for Shadowbringers then. Meaning I'll need to figure out if I should go ahead and purchase it or let... Whoa. So, let's go ahead and raid out, shall we? Let's do my following category. Let's say hi to Af, who's currently playing Final Fantasy Tactics, the Evilise Chronicles. I haven't checked in on him in a while. See you all over there. Bye-bye.